Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to another clean with me. Today I am blitzing my home because I'm actually having a friend over and it is so messy after the weekend. So I'm going to do as much as I can. I'm going to set a timer as well so that it really speeds me up. But there is nothing quite like inviting a friend over to really make you sort your life out. This is currently my bedroom, guys, so I really need to organize this as well. I'm taking all of my winter clothes, putting them in the loft, bringing out all my spring ones, and Matt, of course, is doing things outside like a painting, so I'm going to share that with you as well. But I hope you really like this video. I hope it motivates you. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're new around here, I would love you to subscribe and stick around for more. Okay, so first up, I'm going to clean our kitchen. This is normally the most messy room in the house, but it actually doesn't look too bad today. But I am going to sort out this drawer, which has been driving me crazy. All the plastic bags in it have made it difficult to close it, so I'm going to refold them, and I like to fold them into these little triangular parcels. You kind of like fold them upwards and then tuck in the end, and this is so easy to do, makes them really small, but then it's also great because when you are popping out, it's really easy to just chuck one into your handbag so you don't ever have to get a bag. But anyway, now that's all sorted, I'm going to wipe down the surfaces, and I'm using my favorite surface spray. This is the spray wipe done, and it smells lovely. And what I like to do when I am wiping down the surfaces is to get down on eye level, because I find as soon as you do that, you can see everything, every crumb, any patch that you've missed. It makes it all clear. So I always like to get down on eye level, and apparently that is a bit of a hack that professional cleaners do as well, to really make sure that they have got everything. I'm also giving the oven a once over. It wasn't too bad, but you know when there was just like a little bit of oil and a little bit of dirt on there as well. And then I'm just going to sort out all this debris around the sink, and then to reach this windowsill I actually have to get up onto the kitchen counter because I'm pretty short. So I did that. It wasn't the nicest view, guys, so I've cut some of that out, but I'm also gonna water the plants while I'm here as well. We have managed to not actually kill these plants, so I'm pretty pleased with myself, and I'm gonna kind of let them drain on the draining rack for a little bit before putting them back. And then I'm gonna clean the sink. I pretty much do this every evening. It gets really dirty and gunky, so I'm going to give it a really good clean, just using some of our washing up liquid and a little bit of spray, and then that is looking so much nicer. Then there's also these shelves here which seem to attract debris and things from the kids. It's just an easy place to chuck things that are on the surface. You're like, I'll just chuck it on that shelf, but I'm going to actually put everything away that's on there, give it a good clean as well because it was a little bit dusty. And then I did notice that our cupboards probably need a deep clean and wipe over, but I did a super quick one. And then that is the kitchen looking so much nicer. So now we are going to move on to the table. The boys love Lego, and they are currently in the middle of building 2 Lego sets that they got from Christmas. They're still working their way through. I think these are actually the last sets from Christmas. So Jackson is building this tree house, Caleb's building a Harry Potter house, so I need to be really careful to just keep everything together and separate. So I'm actually going to go and put it on the bar. So I've put all the Lego into one of our Lego plates with sides and kept all the instructions and everything. You need to be so careful because if I lose anything, the kids will be so angry. But anyway, I've put that over there. I'm going to give the table a nice wipe down, and then I noticed that these are actually quite dirty. These are really nice and soft to sit on, and the way that we have them on the bench so that they don't move around is we've added some Velcro to each the throw and the bench, and then they just kind of Velcro on, and it works so incredibly well. If you have throws that are constantly falling off of a bench or anything, I would totally recommend that. And I'm just going to chuck them into the washing machine so that can be running. And then I took a little break to have some leftover chili, so I thought I would just show you guys that. And I'm also going to move on to this living area. I'm going to sort out the couch. It gets pretty like beat up from the kids, and I'm also going to wipe down these coffee tables which seem to show show up every little bit of dust. I swear, like, darker surfaces just show everything, so I feel like I'm constantly wiping these down. But yeah, I'm going to sort out the couch, but I'm not going to take the throws off. The person who's coming around is also a mum. She knows what it's like, and we have a dog, so I like to kind of keep all the blankets on there. I'm also going to wipe down this gift wrapping station and put a few electronics in the charging drawer, because I know she's going to look in the gift wrapping station. Everyone who comes over, since I shared that reel, tends to. But I'm also going to put the bean bags in the playroom on the pool table, because I'm going to send around the robot vacuum in a minute. It's so handy that I can do that. And I'm just going to tidy up a few things in here. It's really not too bad, but there were just a few toys to go upstairs, a few things to go in the cupboards as well. And then I'm going to wipe down the this area here, send my little robot vacuum around. This actually takes about an hour in this whole big sort of downstairs space, but I love it because I can be doing other things, and I don't always, but I've put the chairs on the table today just so it really gets around everything. But sometimes I'll just send it around and it kind of just avoids the chair legs. It's really not too bad, but yeah, it actually mops and vacuums, so it's just a great gadget to have. Then I'm also going to give the downstairs loo a once over, because every guest tends to use the toilet, so I really want it to look nice, and living with 4 boys means I like to just check that that is all okay. So I'm going to give that a quick wipe. I'm also going to wipe down this surface here. Please rest assured that this is a new cloth. I basically have a favorite cloth. That's this purple one. So I bought about 20 of them on Amazon, and I'm always using them, but don't worry, I'm not using the toilet one on this surface here. And I'm also going to wash down the soaps. Does anyone else find that they get really gunky and dirty on their own? So I'm actually going to give them a nice wash and then wipe down the sink as well. And then I also ended up wiping some of the paneling down in here. Again, I think it's that because it's a darker surface, sometimes dust can show up on it, or any like spots of soap, stuff like that. So I ended up giving this a really good wipe down, but it was actually really quick to do. And now that the downstairs is all nice and presentable, I'm gonna come up to the most disgusting bedroom. I basically started sorting out my spring and summer clothes and then instantly regretted it. I've also got bags, makeup, everything everywhere. The rest of the upstairs is pretty clean, but it's just my stuff that is awful. So I'm going to sort that out, because the friend that is also coming over hasn't seen any of our renovations yet. So I'm just dreading that she might say, "Oh, can I have a tour of the upstairs?" And I'll have to go, okay. So this actually motivated me to finally sort it out. So first up, I'm going to go through my closet and take out any of my winter or Christmassy clothes that I just know I'm not going to wear for the next 6 months. So that was pretty quick to do, and I ended up getting quite a lot to be able to put in storage. There were also some coats as well, and then I wanted to just sort out my drawers really quickly. I put this on time lapse because I just thought you're going to be bored and it's going to take ages, but I am Marie Kondoing all of my clothes in the drawers. I have these really handy drawer dividers which I got on Amazon. I'll link them if you want to check them out, but I just find that it makes it so such a great way to organize my drawers. Also sorting out my underwear, my bras, my gym wear, everything. And now that I have space in my wardrobe, I'm now going to sort out what clothes I actually want to have in my wardrobe at this stage. So anything that's like spring and summer, a lot of the stuff for vacations, really hot weather, I'm actually just going to keep in the loft, because it's still not very warm, is it? It still doesn't really feel like spring in the UK, but I just feel like I want to wear more pink and stuff. And then once all of that was done, I thought I would also just give my office a quick once over. Again, it's really not that bad, but I've got some notebooks out, some pens, some carpet samples, because we're currently doing up our hallway, and I'm going to wipe down my desk as well and just give it a bit of a sort out. And then I also wanted to add on to this video that Matt has been busy outside doing our fences. He is actually painting them black. These are actually on our front drive, and to be honest with you, I didn't really notice how badly these needed to be painted. You know, you just kind of get used to something, you become like blind to it. But Matt was like, honestly, I really need to sort those fences out, and he painted them black, and they look so much better. Like all the green is gone. I think he needs to do one more coat, but already it does look so much nicer when you kind of pull up to the house. And then he also did the sliders. He often does these. I think whenever there is a little bit of sunlight through the glass, it just highlights like any marks from Kiki's nose, the boys' hands, like you instantly see how dirty they are. And then he also ended up doing the playroom doors as well, because they were also a bit of a state. But yeah, it looks so much nicer. I now feel very ready to have my friend over, and it was actually such nice weather that we got to actually sit outside and catch up. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this quick motivational video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you soon.